Hello and be welcome to this new episode of this series of mine in my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to follow the exposition of the building of this palace in Minecraft. In this episode I am going to show the parts of the palace which I haven't shown in the last episode, which are called the Queen's Apartment. The Queen's Apartment consists in many rooms which are totally different and are linked to the king's apartment, which I showed in the last episode. The queen's apartment is located in the facade of this palace. Let's go over there to let you see how it is, where it is located, and how big it is. And this is the facade of the queen's apartment, and the queen's apartment that its rooms are located in the second floor of this facade. This facade it's very similar to the main facade and almost identical to the right facade. This facade is a secondary facade, so it just have one door. As I said, all the rooms of the Queen's facade are located in the second floor of this secondary facade. You can see that yellow, these little rooms belongs to the king's apartment, but the other ones, including that white room, belongs to the queen's apartment. Let's go to the main facade in order to get into the palace. Very well. Let's get into the palace, enter the palace. We have to go through the door, and we're finally to the down part of the stairs. This is the stairs for the king's apartment, this is the stairs for the queen's apartment. As I said before, I showed that there are two stairs, but they have different purposes. One, this is for the king, and the other one is for the queen. In real life, the queen's apartment exists only. The queen's apartment was never built because the king of Spain at that time had her wife, the queen, dead. So he didn't make the order to build the queen's palace, the queen's apartment stairs. But since I have this building plan in my hands, I decided to do the queen's apartment stairs because I wanted to know what it is like, at least in Minecraft. I wanted to know the distribution of the queen's apartment stairs and the style of it. So let's begin with how I made these stairs. As it happened in the king's apartment stairs, I made it with these similar materials of blocks. For example, the ceiling is the same. The sort of this kind of stairs are the same. A main one and two secondaries, two hallways. Over there you see the ballroom or the dining room, and over there you see the entrance of the queen's apartment. One of the things that I found out when I was doing these queen's apartment stairs was find was some elements that it was not the same in the king's apartment. I thought that this difference was because architect the architect wanted to make a difference between the king and queen's rooms. For example, in the queen's apartment there's I wanted to say that, for example, in this I'm sorry. For example, in this place, exactly in the king's apartment, there is a door, but here is a window. So this is an example of these differences. Well, as it happens with this, there are other certain differences. For example, this space, which is not not in the king's apartment. It's different, and well. Anyway, let's get into the queen's apartment. This is the first room, and this is the guard's room. This is a checkpoint in order to make people control, in order to have in order to know who can enter to the queen's apartment. This room is close to the hallways which goes around the main inner yard of this palace. These are the hallways which I am referring now. Let's go in this queen apartment, and we are now in the first chamber or the first room of this palace. For example, you can see I have put how do you say this chandelier, this chandelier, it's its name. Then I use wool blocks as a decorative thing to this room, and I also use these gold blocks in order to have an imitation to furniture, and that torches are candles, right? And let's go on with this. And well, it's another room with similar features of decoration features. Let's go to the other room, and this is exactly the same in this style. And according to the building plans that I have, the path of this queen's apartment, how one goes in this queen's apartment, is over here. This is another room, but you can see that room is different to this one, because this one, for example, this orange one, is close to the outside part of the palace. Meanwhile, the white was close to the inner part of the palace, in that case, the inner yard of the palace. Well, the path as how one goes in this queen's apartment goes over here, and then we finally go to the bedroom of the queen. This is the bedroom of the queen. You see the bed, and you see that this room is even bigger. And a feature that I found out in building this part of the palace is that this room, the queen's apartment, and as well as the Princess of Asturias room or bedroom, had rooms of another bedrooms, and maybe, or I suppose that those bedrooms close to this main one of the queen, and the other example, the Princess of Asturias, which is the heiress of the king and queen of Spain, was because it was for their lady-in-waitings or their maids, or well, I don't know the exact title, but for women who assist to this queen and princess. And well, that's what I found out. And let's go to those bedrooms in order to let you see. For example, these are rooms which are in the middle, and finally we get to the bedroom of the lady in waiting to the queen. And you see there are two beds. It's exactly style and design as I found out in the building plans. You can see it's not very far from the queen's bedroom. So, well, I don't know what was the purpose of these rooms, but well, but I wanted to do as much as I can in as it is in the building plan as that I have. For example, as you can see, we are now in the limit of the queen's apartment, and now this is where the chapel will be, the chapel of the palace will be. But anything is constructed, anything is built yet, so it is like that. All these rooms are still the queen's apartment. For example, here I can you see that we are in the back facade of this palace. So the queen's apartment goes up to here. We were there and we were before over there in the left facade. This is the back facade and the other thing is the left facade. This is a very big building that is made of many rooms. This is a room which was built in many years ago. So the design of the building maybe was designed according to the protocol rules and all things of those times. So it's a thing that I discovered now with this. Maybe it's a topic even more. It's a topic with more knowledge that I do not have. So well, here's a hallway. There's a little yard which makes to have light here. And well, over here you can see this same little yard. Alright, so that's all that's all in the queen's apartment. As you can see, here's a space which I have not built yet. So well, and for example, here you have the cabinet. As I think that's the correct word, the word of this room. This room was a private room for the queen because according to the protocol of that time, people can, or certain people can come to the queen's bedroom. So the queen didn't have any private space to her. So that's why it was designed this space in order to have a private space to her. Some time ago I read that it was a place to be alone, to read, to write, and well, what can I? Well, for example, this cabinet is in the corner of the palace. We were, yeah. We have seen almost all of the queen's apartment, but there's a room which is still missing, and that's the following, which I am going to show you right now. This is a room. This room is called the gallery. And the gallery is a very big room. When I when I saw this space in my building plans, I was very surprised because of because of the fact that it was very big. And now that it is built by me, I can see that it is indeed. You see that there are 3 big chandeliers, a lot of furniture. It is supposed to have more pictures and more decorative features because this space was designed, according to what I know, for entertaining inside the palace, or entertaining, or to have a walk. Well, considering this is a big room, well, to have a walk in the palace, right? something to be entertained, maybe in other words. Well, you can see that this room has many windows, and as I said, it has 3 chandeliers, and well, I still many design features are still missing, but well, this is what I have done so far. And well, what can I say more? And this gallery is in the middle of this left facade, and I'm going to show you right now that it is true. You see, and well, this in the middle of the facade there's a balcony. The, well, here you have that the gallery is close to these first rooms, and maybe I suppose that in those old days a visit could enter from those rooms to this gallery to wait. Well, so far we have seen almost everything of the Queen's apartment, but there's still there is 2 rooms still missing, and those are what I am referring are these ones, that one and this one. These rooms were used, according to what I know, according to the building plans, to both the king and the queen. And for example, this one is the bedroom for the king and the queen. According to the protocol of those times, the king and the queen slept in different rooms, in different bedrooms. But this one's a bedroom used for both of them. And well, this is the other room, which I say that is also for, it is both for the king and the queen. And according to the building plans, or one of the building plans that I saw, these 2 rooms are not part either either the queen's apartment nor the queen's apartment. For example, that room, it's very close to the bedroom of the king, and this room I have shown to you in the last episode. Well, there are many rooms, and there are many usages of the rooms, and many elements of many building elements. And I'm trying to recreate as much as I can all these things of the past in Minecraft. For example, this room of the king and the queen goes to the outside part of the, well, to the door of in the beginning of the queen's apartment. Well, there are many details that if I were to say everything, I wouldn't have enough time to say it in any video, I think. Well, let's go out of the queen's apartment. We were over here. This is the way to go out. This was the way when we were entering. This is the checkpoint of the queen's apartment, and we are now in the stairs of the queen's apartment. And that will be all in this episode. I hope that you really enjoy this episode. I thank to all the people who are seeing my videos and have interest in my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I hope to upload another video soon. There's a lot of things to do yet in this building process of this Royal Palace of Madrid. Well, thank you very much for your interest in this series of my YouTube channel. I hope that you have a good day, and goodbye.